Yeah. In this class, I am going to explain about plane waves in lossy dielectrics. So first of all, we will try to understand the meaning of lossy dielectric here. Lossy dielectric means lost dielectric. Lost dielectric means, so before that, what is mean by dielectric? Dielectric is a material which do not allow the flow of electron. That means the conductivity of dielectric material is equals to 0. It is having 0 conductivity. It is not allowing the any electron, number of electron. Okay. No. So that's why lossy dielectric means lossy dielectric. So partially it allows the partial semi, it allows this some electrons, minimum number of electrons. So it's not a perfect dielectric, it's a imperfect dielectric. That means it allows the some minimum number of electrons. So that's why the conductivity of dielectric material is not equals to 0. So that's why I define the lossy dielectric here. That is like a lossy dielectric is a medium in which an EM wave, electromagnetic wave, loses power as it propagates due to poor conductivity. So the conductivity is very poor for this material. So that's why it loses it loses some power. Like this, suppose if you want to send some power, if you want to send power to this conductor from sending end to receiving end, so what will happen here? Due to its ohmic losses, the power, suppose if you are sending 100 watts of power here, here there is a receiving end here, this is a receiving end here, load sender here. Okay, so due to ohmic losses present in the conductor, the total amount of power not reaches to this load end point. Okay, due to the ohmic losses. Similarly, due to its losses, the propagated wave due to poor conductivity, due to its losses, the dielectric material has minimum conductivity. Okay, now see, to understand the wave propagation in any material, we need certain parameters. We need some parameters. So those are the gamma, alpha and beta, where gamma is called propagation constant and alpha is called attenuation constant, beta is called as phase constant. So now if we are able to derive the expressions for gamma, alpha, beta, then we can understand the propagation of any kind of material, propagation of waves in any kind of material. So now the derivations of gamma, alpha, beta will derive with the help of Maxwell's equation. So first of all, I am taking the Maxwell's to start the derivation of gamma, alpha, beta. I am starting the Maxwell's equation. I am considering the Maxwell's equation derived from Ampere's circuital law. Ampere's circuital law. What is the Maxwell's equation derived from Ampere's circuital law? It is del cross H bar equals to JC bar plus JD bar. So JD bar, where JD bar is the displacement current density, JC bar is the conduction current density. It is already known to you. So del sigma times of E bar plus, so if it is a dou D bar by dou D, you already known, dou D bar by dou D. So if you substitute epsilon times of E bar here, you will get epsilon times of dou E bar by dou T. This is the point form of Maxwell's equation derived from Ampere's circuital law. Okay, now just apply, let us consider it is equation number 1. Apply or do the differentiation on both sides of equation 1. Differentiate equation 1 on both sides. So if you do the differentiation, it will become dou by dou T of del cross H bar times of dou by dou T of, here also differentiation, sigma times of E bar plus here epsilon times of dou E bar by dou T. Okay, So now I am rearranging this equation. Differentiation, I am sending this differentiation term into the curl operation. So that's why it will become del cross. So as I am sending my differentiation term into the inside of the curl operation, it will become, or interchanging the, okay, h equals to, now see here, you just keep it that differentiation term as it is, it, so that it will become dou by dou t of sigma times of E bar plus epsilon times of dou E bar by dou t, dou E bar by dou t. Okay, so now apply the Laplace transform. Why? Because I want to these equations, Maxwell's equations, in phasor form. So I already explained in the last class that to convert the any time function into frequency, any time function into phasor form, just apply the Laplace transform. So if you apply Laplace transform, there is a differentiation term here. For the differentiation, you will get s term here. So s e bar, here also there is a differentiated term here. So that's why s e bar, you will get answer. Okay, substitute s is equals to j omega. So to get into phasor form, so that's why it will become j omega times of epsilon times of j omega e bar. So as there is a e bar common, so that's why I am taking it outside to the my term. So sigma times of sigma plus j here, j omega epsilon here, there is a e bar, I am writing outside. So del cross h bar, sorry, not h bar, it is dh bar. See upside the equation. So let us consider this equation number 2. Okay, now consider one more equation. What equation? That is the Maxwell's equation. Maxwell's equation derived from Faraday's law. This is the Maxwell's equation derived from Faraday's law. It is del cross E bar equals to minus dou B bar by dou T. You already know what is B bar here. B bar is equals to mu times of H bar. So substitute it here. So that del cross E bar is equals to minus mu times of dou H bar by dou T. You will get it here. Okay. Now apply curl on both sides of the above equation. Apply curl above equation. Okay. So if you apply it, you will get curl of electric field equals to minus mu times of curl of dou H bar by dou T. Okay. Now, so substitute, if that is equation 2, it is equation 3. Equation 3. Okay. Now where is our yes. See, from equation 2, there is a del cross dou H bar by dou D, that the value is here del cross E bar equals to minus mu times of, what is there here? It is j omega times of sigma plus j omega epsilon times of E bar here. Okay, finally, how can you express this expression? It is the product of mu j omega E. So that's why I am rearranging my equation. J omega mu omega sigma plus j omega epsilon E bar. Is it visible? No, it's not visible. Okay, I will write it. Yes, again I am writing this curl expression here. It is, as it is not visible here, I am expressing here again. That is del cross E bar equals to minus j mu omega sigma plus j omega epsilon E bar. Okay, now let us consider it is equation number, how much it is? It is equation number 4, I think. Yes, it is equation number 4. Yes, equation number 4, right. Now from the property of a curl, we have property of curl from our vector identity. If you have any vector A, that is del cross A bar equals to, if you have a vector, so it will be minus del square A bar plus del of divergence of a vector. Okay, if you apply vector identity here, you will get del cross E bar equals to minus del square E bar plus del dot E bar. Okay, but we know the divergence of electric field intensity is 0. Okay, so that's why I am replacing the equation 4 with this term, so that it will become del square E bar is equals to minus j mu omega sigma plus j omega epsilon E bar. Okay, now so both sides of equation negative signs gets cancelled here. That's why del square E bar equals to j mu omega times of sigma plus j omega epsilon E bar. So okay, if you consider it is equation number 6. Okay, equation number 6. Where is 5 now? Equation 5 is what? Equation 5 is this one. Okay, so now compare the equation 6 with equation 7. Equation 6 with the equation 7, so that gamma square is equal to, this is an unknown parameter, that is gamma. Gamma square is equal to j mu omega times of sigma plus j omega epsilon. So where this gamma is called propagation constant. Gamma is called propagation constant. What is gamma there? Gamma is called as propagation constant. Okay, so now just multiply this term. Yes, gamma is called propagation constant. Okay, so gamma square is equals to, this gamma not V, gamma square is equals to, multiply this term, so that j omega mu sigma, next j with j, it will become j square omega square mu epsilon. So what is j square here? It is minus 1. So gamma square is equal to j omega mu sigma minus omega square mu epsilon. Okay, so alpha is gamma, propagation constant gamma, in terms of alpha plus beta, it will become, it is a alpha plus j beta. Okay, so now if you write it here, alpha plus j beta whole square is a real term, omega square mu epsilon, and there is an imaginary term, that is j omega mu sigma. Okay, so now it is like a plus b. So what is a plus b? A square plus j beta b square plus 2j alpha beta. So it is equals to minus mu epsilon plus j omega mu sigma. So it will become alpha square, j square means minus 1, so alpha square minus beta square plus j 2 alpha beta is equals to minus omega square mu epsilon plus j omega mu sigma. Okay, so now there is a real term here, there is a real term here. It is imaginary and it is imaginary. So if you compare real and imaginary terms, alpha square minus beta square is equals to how much? Omega square mu epsilon. And if you compare imaginary terms here, imaginary terms, 2 alpha beta equals to how much? Omega mu sigma. 2 alpha beta is equals to omega mu sigma. Okay, so now do the one more mathematical operation, that is alpha square plus beta square whole square. So it is like a square plus b square whole square. So the expression for a square plus b square whole square is equals to alpha square minus beta square, a square minus b square whole square plus 4 alpha square beta square. Okay, so we already know the value of alpha square minus beta square from this expression, so that is minus omega square mu epsilon. Next, so we can write this term like this: 2 alpha beta whole square. What is 2 alpha beta here? That is omega mu sigma whole square. Okay, so now it is alpha square plus beta square. Alpha square plus beta square whole square. Alpha square plus beta square whole square, that is. Okay, so from here, so alpha square beta square is how much? It is under root of minus omega square mu epsilon plus omega square mu square sigma square. This is about alpha square plus beta square. Now here take the common, omega power 4. This is square, so that it is omega power 4 mu square epsilon square. Okay, so take the omega power 4 common here. To take the omega power 4 common, omega power 4 mu square epsilon square common here. Then here what is say? So entire term is common here, so that's why 1 plus sigma square by omega epsilon square. This will be here. Yes, see that from this expression alpha square plus beta square is equal to the root of this omega power 4 mu square epsilon is this one, and there is a under root for this term. And also from here alpha square minus beta square is how much? Alpha square minus beta square is equals to minus mu omega square mu epsilon. So if you add these two equations, plus beta square minus beta square get cancelled, so alpha square to alpha square is equals to minus omega square mu epsilon plus omega square mu epsilon under root of 1 plus sigma by omega epsilon whole square. Okay, so here alpha square is equals to 1 by 2 times of, see what is the common here? Omega square is there, omega mu, entire term is common, so that's why I am taking this entire term to the outside. So omega square mu epsilon is a common, that's why it is under root of 1 plus sigma by omega epsilon whole square. There is a minus 1 here, so minus 1 here I am writing it here. So alpha is equals to under root. Under root means omega is outside, mu epsilon by 2 is inside the root, root this term 1 plus sigma by omega epsilon, sorry, only up to here, whole square minus 1. This is the value of alpha. So if you if you subtract these two equations, you will get the beta value, and it is omega under root of mu epsilon by 2, and again under root of 1 plus sigma by whole square, it is plus 1. This is the propagation, attenuation constant and phase constant. Okay, thank you.